Kathy, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing at Netflix with Programmatic. I know it's a new program for you. Yes. Tell us about how that's rolling out, how you guys are doing it independently, doing it with an agency, what your goals are, and of course you don't sell advertising, so you're a marketer, you're a brand. Yes. How are you embracing Programmatic?
Great, we're embracing it full on. As you mentioned, the program is new to Netflix. We started, Mike Zeman came over from VivaKi as well in April to Netflix, and he looked around and he saw a lot of pop under advertising and some programmatic advertising that I think is definitely long tail, and the kind of things that marketers fear from programmatic. So he's done a great job of hiring out a large team, myself included, but there are quite a few of us, working to turn around and focus on brand. We're interested in DR. Of course, it's something that we track and we monitor. But Netflix is using programmatic heavily now and investing to make sure that we're doing more brand work in that regard. So high impact units, rising star, highly viewable, video we've embraced, and we're taking it to the next level, and I think it's really working well in terms of increasing brand affinity and awareness. We've measured strong lifts in both of those.
So there's a huge industry and advertising category in entertainment and in movies. So when you say video, how do you mean? Does that mean trailers? Does it mean ads to subscribe, or to become a member? Or tell us about sort of the creative piece and who you're trying to connect with.
Sure. So it's broad for our branding campaigns. We do have just Netflix sign-up specific campaigns. One that's running right now, it's called Entertainment for Today. And it's just a series of spoofs on like big important movie moments. And we're telling people, you can come to Netflix and you can enjoy your favorite movies and your favorite content with us. There's a broad audience for that. Obviously, Netflix is for everyone 18 and up that's credit worthy and that enjoys entertainment. So most of the US. We also have very niche titles like Lilyhammer. Many people haven't heard of it. It's about a gangster that was dropped in Norway. Pretty specific audience interested in that kind of content. So when we're advertising to them, that's where programmatic is especially influential and important to us, because we can define a specific audience, and we go and we let them know that they can come to us for their general entertainment needs, but also when they're interested in or Norwegian dramedy, we're for them.
Okay, so tell us, you guys are sort of running this yourselves, and some brands are doing it themselves. You, obviously Netflix made a big investment in bringing you and Mike from VivaKi and so forth. What are the opportunities for brands, from a sort of to make a go of it themselves as opposed to their agencies that do the main media buy? Tell us about that.
There's a lot of opportunity in bringing a programmatic team in-house, and I think one of the best things about where I work today is I sit next to the paid social lead. I'm across from our premium partnerships lead. The branding team is down the hall. I'm right next to the search marketing manager, and so we get to share information constantly. If something's popping in social, if there's an audience that I didn't expect to work well but that does, I can immediately turn that on in our TV. I sit behind a screen that shows me the weather, and when it's really cold in New York, when it's snowing everywhere, we understand that that's a prime opportunity for Netflix to display, so we can turn on our programs. Social will do the same. So in that regard, I think having come from an agency, I can tell you that getting information from a client very quickly is a difficult proposition. And there is some sensitive data that they're not always willing to share. Whether they shouldn't share or whether they should share, often they just don't. So high lifetime value users, I know a lot of information about what users are likely to subscribe with Netflix for a long time. And that's not something I think I would have gotten from previous clients. So bringing that in-house allows you to be more nimble. It allows you to do more interesting things. And I think there's less of a fear of failure as well. We have done a lot of really cool testing. We tested to see if remarketing had any kind of incremental lift. I don't think a lot of agencies would do that because remarketing sounds really efficient. From a last touch perspective, it always will be efficient, but I don't think for many brands it will provide an incremental lift, and I doubt their agencies are going to ask that question because that results in a loss of media dollars. So bringing that in-house has allowed us to ask the important questions, the questions that might result in failure, test out, and become smarter, better marketers because of it.
So right now you're doing programmatic around display primarily, or
display and video.
And so tell us about the opportunities for programmatic video for you guys running this thing in-house.
Sure, we see a lot of opportunity with video. Obviously, we are an video streaming provider, so that's where our people are. I should say. When someone is engaging with really interesting video content, they're in a moment of truth where we want to be present. We want to tell them, if you're about to enjoy this piece of content, or you've just enjoyed this, and you want to stream more, we have a wide variety of titles for you to enjoy. And then video programmatically has been important for us because Netflix is a very data-centric company, obviously. We sit on mountains of it. We know a lot about our users. And the programmatic space allows us to use our own data, third-party data, to make sure that we're being very specific in our advertising. So it's the right kind of content video. We can be very interesting about what we're doing there. We can be extremely targeted. And it's easy for us to measure how well it's working, both from brand lift and from a sign-up perspective. So we're investing heavily in expanding our video offering, and we're interested in learning more about programmatic and addressable TV. And I definitely see that as a future and a very heavy investment for Netflix this year and next.
So yes, and talking about addressable TV, and that's what this session is largely organized around, and you coming from an agency background and now as a brand, how do you think that's going to roll out where you as a media buyer, as a marketer, can buy into linear programming on the run, on the fly? I mean, where is that? How could it develop, and is that important to you?
It's very important to me. Netflix does invest quite heavily in TV, and we have traditional TV buyers that are working on that. But as we increase our investment in programmatic video, and as we see the opportunity there, and as technology becomes available for us to take some programmatic and addressable TV in-house, we want to find a good balance between those big bets that an agency will probably still do, some of the really easily monetized TV space, they'll keep that. But for everything else, we want to play a role, and we would like to be more data-centric in the kind of buying that we're doing on TV.